Hi, this is Beverly with the Intuitive Interior. It is time for the May I Ching reading. Whew, I can't believe it's May already. So when I'm recording this, it is May 4th, which is the last day of the Yin Wood Dragon month. May 5th, tomorrow, Thursday, is the beginning of the Yin Wood Snake month. So while we're still in this last little bit of that dragon month, I want to just do a quick little recap of what happened in April. So if you watched my previous video, you'll remember that I drew the abysmal card, splitting apart, and peace. And the general tone of that is that we were going to all need a lot of courage, because there's just that rush of energy, that rush of water can kind of stir up a lot of emotions, and having courage you need courage to make it through whatever was going to be coming up. It definitely had that message of, if you aren't feeling really grounded, you might feel like you're getting smacked about the head by external situations. So take a look at your, kind of go back over the month. The splitting apart, I had mentioned that long-held social contracts could split apart or change. And if, again, one didn't stay grounded, fear could run the show and lead to chaos. Well, just a couple of days ago, we had that leaked memo from the draft from the Supreme Court here in America, talking about the 50-year-old law that protected a woman's right to choose. That's a pretty long-held social contract that is in danger of being split up. So thought that was rather interesting. And then the last one was peace. The peace card, again, I was really hopeful. I was so hopeful that maybe we could all finally kind of keep ground and get ourselves a little bit more solid. And but I also noticed that in the card reading, it said that if the harmony would only be possible if the stronger people were being, well, treating those who had less power with dignity and respect. If they started doing the power over and kicking down, peace would not happen. So just, again, reminding people that, yeah, there's definitely some instances again where that kicking down approach seems to still be the favorite of certain groups. So, so that's the little last gasp of that April's Yin Wood Dragon energy. May, tomorrow, begins the Yin Wood Snake month. So the general feel, the general vibe is at the very baseline is, again, transformation, because May is always going to be the snake month. April is always going to be the dragon month. That's just how things work. The energy of the snake month, it corresponds with the like transformation. Snake is constantly shedding their skin. People with snake energy tend to get bored easily, but they also can struggle with that, when they're in a spot that's just too tight and they have to kind of like split apart. They have to, and again, there's a lot of times there's that outgrowing phase that can be a little bit uncomfortable, but then watch out, brand new, shiny, and ready to go. The Yin Wood energy is a little bit more soft. It is think about a climbing vine. They like to, they're very resourceful. It's cool. You'll find a lot of resourceful energy coming up this month. So that's just the general baseline. As far as the cards go, the first one I want to talk to you about is this number 38. It's called opposition. And if you look right here, this hexagram, the bottom one trigram is Dui. That is the yin metal energy, the yin metal trigram, and it corresponds with the west direction. This one right here is Li. That's the fire trigram, and it corresponds with the south. So you've got this south energy of fame and reputation with the yin metal west, which is children and creativity. The focus line is this line number 6, so it's this top line here. So it's going to be, again, that energy that's amplifying the fire, which is kind of melting away that yin metal, kind of, puddling it up. This is not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes that's a refinement that happens. And because it's here on this top line, it is external situations refining things. So it's an external focus for that. But the words on this are really important to take note of. It's opposite viewpoints, personal differences, a communication gap, disharmony, misunderstandings, and estrangement. So remember, you've got this fame and reputation, fiery energy on the top that is melting down on this yin metal, children and creativity and creative problem solving energy. So that's where you get this heated energy of that opposition of those, the butting of the heads. Now, a little bit more information on that top line 6, oops, as I hit my computer, it says stubbornly fostering an attitude that proclaims there's no way the relationship can work, exposes the fact that somewhere in your thinking, there is a hidden fear that perceives coming together as threatening. It's a good idea to clarify within your own mind what it is that you're afraid of losing. Once you've got that straight, the situation will improve naturally. So again, think about this. How many times have you been in a situation or been in a job or been in a relationship or just in family members where you suddenly realize that, wait, if I actually agree with that person, I would have to say that I was wrong. Oh, golly, that ego in us does not want to let that go. So for some people, that ego death is worse than actual death. So if you're holding on to principles or concepts or belief systems that were passed down to you or that were, part of your childhood, and you feel like, oh my gosh, but if I move away from that, I might be out here all by myself. I might be out here all alone. I may lose my tribe. But rather than looking at it from losing your tribe, what if you changed it up and looked at, well, but that's not even authentically me. If I lose me, is that worse than losing my tribe? We don't live in a day and age where if you go against your tribe, you're literally left in the desert to fend for yourself. We have resources here. So anyway, take a look at what part of you are you most concerned about protecting, and then work with that. And then you might be able to find that agreement, find that common ground where it's not all this fight opposition. The next card is this, called the turning point. This is the bottom trigram here is Zhen. It is the yang wood element, and it also corresponds with the east. So kind of like the first spring, kind of a energy. The top one is kun. Kun goes along with the southwest direction, and it is yin earth. So yin earth is like dust, sandy soil, and Zhen is, again, the trees, the yang wood energy. So the focus line here is 4. So these 3 little dotted, the 2 dotted lines there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. That again says that it's going to be kind of more of a excuse me, internal process. When it's a solid line, it's more of external. When it's a dotted line, it's more of an internal piece. But because it is on the top trigram, it's how you're feeling about the external events. Is that okay? Anyway, the Turning point words are return, the start of a new cycle, right timing, regeneration, inevitability, and steady improvements. So when we focus on that right there, the reading here is the time for making a fresh start can be like coming home after a long, exhausting journey. It does not require effort, only a willingness to stay open and receptive to the flow of energy that is beginning to build up from within. Contemplating the cyclic patterns that recur throughout your life and in a wider sense throughout all of nature puts you in touch with the rhythms of the increase and decrease that echo infinitely throughout time and space. Allow these rhythms to take you into the next phase of your life without worrying that others, or if others, will follow. Again, turning point. What is up? What is going on? Are we looking at an individual level? Are we looking at a local level? Are we looking at a national or global level? Yes, all of the above. The start of a new cycle. We are right now in the shadow period for Mercury retrograde. That starts up, I forgot the date already. I can put it down in the notes. But it is starting up. We are beginning to feel just that little about technology, about sometimes transportation, those kind of things that move us forward. I've had to restart this video a couple of times because of various weird things. And that's okay. You just acknowledge it and move on, because when there's that shift, change is inevitable, and anybody who tries to hold back transformation is going to suffer. Just no doubt about it. That's plain and simple. It will happen. You will suffer. The more you resist, the more you will suffer. There's not to say that you can't try to encourage a direction that is beneficial for you. That's I'm not talking about that type of resistance, and I'm talking about trying to go back and say that everything is wrong. Anyway, I'm kind of blathering on here, but the again, because we've got this yin earth, it's the line number 4 here, but it's really close to the middle. So because we've got that yin earth, that sand that is kind of covering up that yang wood energy here, it's almost as if you're stunting the growth potential. So really watch where you might be self-sabotaging this month. The third card and the final card is this number 20. It's called contemplation. So contemplation has the kun, which is the yin earth trigram. Remember, that was that sandy soil that was on the top from the previous card. And then on this one right here, it's sun. Sun. This is the yin wood element. Again, we've got that. We had that again in, no, we didn't have that one this time. Anyway, the sun is the southeast. So the southeast here is the sector of the Feng Shui Bagua map that corresponds with abundance, prosperity and abundance, wealth. A lot of people call it the wealth, but it's like the investment wealth type of money. The bottom one is the southwest. So again, that's the relationships and love. So this line 4, again, was the focus line. So it's again about how you're feeling internally, about external events that are coming around. So you've got this yin wood, this vine, this heavy vine that is all piled on top of the sandy soil. The words here, contemplation, gaining overview, detached observation, increased understanding, solitude, integration through reflection. When you have that heavy vine sitting on top of that fertile soil, that is a calming, that yin wood energy likes to climb up. It wants to have a direction, but without that support, it just kind of piles on the ground. Therefore, you have this, that's where the solitude comes in. That's where that I'm just going to relax and go inward. The focus line reading on this says that unless you can allow yourself periods of stillness and time for reflection, all your activity will become increasingly frantic until finally you are simply forced to stop in exhaustion. There's no need. The best way to benefit from your day-to-day experiences is to take advantage of times of contemplation to reflect on them, thereby deepening your conscious understanding. Now, personally, I think that one's hitting me a little bit close to home because I was privileged to spend the weekend with some really good girlfriends. I mean, come on, we all need a good girl weekend, good girlfriend weekend. And I was able to have that. So thanks to these two friends, they reminded me that I was getting a little bit back into that hamster wheel of being a seminar junkie. I love learning. I love learning. And it's important to take that time, take those pauses to really truly integrate what you have learned. Otherwise, you're just gonna keep piling more certificates on top of something without ever really bringing it in. So that is the May reading. Next month for June, I will do a little quick recap just to kind of see, just test myself, because I mean, hey, all of this is an experiment. And always retrospect, people can figure things out. So I guess when it comes right down to it, we've got a month that is going to be full of transformation. It's going to be a month full of discomfort because it's growth. So embrace the change. And when you see someone sliding around in that sweet little fresh snake skin that they have, tell them how good they look. All right, guys, have a great rest of your, the rest of your month. If you like this, please subscribe, share. And if you want to book a reading with me, well, I'll have my booking listing or linking on the bottom. Have a great one.